Hello, I am Harrison Jones. I was born and raised in Canada and moved to Illinois when I was 5 years old. After a few years, I moved to Springfield, Missouri, and then to nearby Ozark shortly after that. It was then that I first began to learn sign language. I attended church in Springfield, and it was there that I met a deaf lady and became fascinated with her signing. She began offering basic classes teaching sign language, which I attended enthusiastically and tried to learn as much as possible. It was some time during the course of these classes that I met a man who signed as well. However, shortly after that meeting, both the deaf lady and the man moved away at the same time that my family and I were moving as well. My family and I moved from Ozark to the Fulton area. After we had settled in, we began to attend church services in Fulton, where I met a deaf man and yet another deaf woman who I again began to learn sign language from. My sister, Laura Barron, began to study at the University of Missouri. However, after a year, she decided the experience was not to her liking, and she transferred to William Woods University, where she began to study American Sign Language interpreting. She loved it so much that she would come home at nights and ask me to help her practice. Through that added interaction with the language in another setting, I began to pick up a few signs I had yet learned. In 2007, I graduated high school and began my college education at William Woods. I first began to study political and legal studies as my major, with a minor in ASL. After a month of that course of study, I realized it wasn't for me and proceeded to switch my major and minor, resulting in an interpreting major with a political and legal studies minor. Over the course of my studies, I have taken many courses with several instructors, including Brett Cummins, Rhonda Lane, Pat Adams, and Melanie McKay Cody. They were amazing professors, all of whom were deaf, and I enjoyed studying under them immensely. Their teaching provided me what I needed to interact with the deaf community and form many strong friendships. It was during their teaching that I realized how eager I was to work in the field of interpreting. I also had many great interpreting professors as well, including Carolyn Ball, Carrie McCrae, and Dr. Barbara Garrett. On top of that, I had an amazing role model in my sister. I look up to my professors and role models, and hope to make them proud of me through my interpreting career. And at the same time, I want to express my deepest gratitude to the deaf community for teaching me ASL.